want to reconcile, but that doesn't stop you from still being able to choose to forgive them. And some of you, that is God's call. That's what God is challenging you to tonight, is to forgive someone, to take that hard step of choosing, hey, I'm going to forgive them for what they said, for what they did, for what they posted, even if they never take a step to reconcile. Even if they never take a step towards me or ever get to a place where they admit fault or admit wrong. But listen, I think for some of us, though, I really believe that part of rediscovering the wonder of Christmas is I believe that God wants to do a miracle in some of your relationships this Christmas. I'm believing that for some of you this Christmas, God wants to restore some relationships. He wants to restore a relationship with a son, wants to restore a relationship with a daughter, wants to restore a relationship with a coworker, with a friend. And so real quickly, just I want to just kind of share kind of what the process of restoration, because what's cool about this story is that it doesn't just stop at forgiveness. And again, like I said, you can have forgiveness without reconciliation, because forgiveness is a one-way street, but restoration is a two-way street. It takes two people involved, but you can't have restoration without forgiveness. That's the starting place. But what I love about this story is it doesn't just stop there. Really, what we find is this incredible picture of restoration. And just really quickly wrap up with this, and we see it in the father's response to his younger son. We see it in verse 20. He says, so he returned home to his father, and while he was still a long way off, his father saw him coming. Filled with love and compassion, he ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. His son said to him, Father, I've sinned against both heaven and you, and I'm no longer worthy of being called your son. See, real quickly here, this is the process of restoration, and I think the process that what it can look like this Christmas for some of you, if you kind of walk in this and you accept the challenge, I guess, to kind of move beyond just simply forgiveness. One is we see in the father running to his son. We see this challenge, if you're really serious about seeing reconciliation come to a relationship this Christmas, is one, you need to pursue reconciliation. It doesn't just happen. You need to actually pursue it. And listen, that would be kind of my challenge for you this Christmas. Who is it in your life that God's challenging you to pursue reconciliation? Pursue not just simply forgiving, but actually doing the hard work of starting a conversation with. Pursuing reconciliation. The second thing we see the father did was he embraced his son. And for some of you, listen, it's not about a broken relationship this Christmas. It's just about a distant one. It's about closing the distance. The challenge for you is closing the distance. Maybe it's with a spouse, maybe it's with a child, maybe it's, you just know that there's a distance there. All the conversation's incredibly superficial, it's incredibly surface, and God's challenging you to be intentional, to go deeper, to actually have a real conversation. Who in your life do you need to be intentional about drawing closer with this Christmas? The third thing we see the father does, he puts a ring, he puts a robe, he puts shoes on his son. He added value to his son. You want to be serious about reconciling a relationship, you got to be willing to look to find ways to add value. Who is it in your life where the relationship is strained? I'm telling you, one of the biggest turning points you can do is just simply add some value to them. And it might not be a ring, it might not be a new pair of Air Jordans, but maybe it's something as simple as choosing to pray for them or saying an encouraging word to them. Doing something that adds value. The fourth one is this, is look for opportunities to celebrate. Well, what would it look like this Christmas if rather than just going in there like Scrooge and the Grinch and allowing the tense moments to affect you and to just be like, man, I just want to get through this. Instead, you actually look for opportunities to celebrate this Christmas. You look for opportunities to laugh. In fact, I dare you to smile this Christmas when you're around some of those relationships that might strain you and challenge you. I dare you to celebrate people who no one else is celebrating. And then the last one is this, and this might be the most important one if you're serious about restoring a relationship, is focus on who they can be, not who they were. Focus on who they can be, not on who they were. I love the father. No, this is my son. We had to celebrate. We had to receive. He's my son. I know you might have had issues with him. I know you might still have issues with him. But I don't see his failure. I don't see his past. I see his potential. I see who he is as my son. And listen, I wonder who in your life needs that kind of belief. Who in your life needs that kind of faith spoken into? You know, I think of my life. I don't know about you, but I know there's times in my life where I just need somebody to come and say, look, I know you made a mistake, but I still believe in you. I still see something inside of you. I still see a future in you. Listen, I'm telling you, you want to rediscover the wonder of Christmas? You want to see the miracle of a restored relationship? Because that's really what the very message of Christmas is all about. It's about broken relationships being restored. That's why Jesus came in the first place. And listen, I'm telling you, if you have the courage to take that first step to forgive, then to pursue reconciliation, to choose to embrace people you've been distant with, to choose to celebrate people that others maybe choose not to. You'll focus on who they can be, not who they were. I really believe to my core, God's going to do the miraculous this Christmas season. Amen. He's going to bring some healing. He's going to bring some wholeness. He's going to bring some restoration where you thought, man, that's impossible. I want to pray for you tonight. And I want to pray especially for some of you that are